She take my money when I'm in need. Yes, she's a trifling friend indeed. Oh, she's a gold digger, and way over town, that thing's on me.
Pull up a seat. Join the circle. Lolita, Tangeray, Eliza, Soup, Bugsy, Gidget, TJ, Tits McGee, Pearl. Spend some time with Julie fucking Applewhite. Enjoy some fresh tea. But don't make Soup send you to bed.
You're embarrassing yourself. Go to bed.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, friends.
Hey.
Hey, you.
Does anybody else sing along to the intro, or is it just me?
Yes.
Every time.
I sing to the, and also at the end of the Gold Digger one, I do like the clap sound. So,
Hold on a
yes.
second, guys. Hold on a second. Hey, Kim. Okay, go ahead. We need to make a clip of that and put it in
Hey,
the
Kim.
video clip section.
Marlena.
So unmute it one time so that it catches everybody singing and clapping along.
We need to add that. Yeah. We need to add that to the intro.
We need to add Lip Locked. If Lip Locked is doing it, we definitely need to add that to the intro.
For sure.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
Carol. Soup isn't with us tonight. She wasn't feeling great, so
We definitely
let's all wish her better health.
singing Gold Digger. Oh my God, that would be epic.
Hi, Italian girl, Kim.
Can't.
Shooby
Mom.
You're a robot.
These freaking glasses.
Oh,
Damn it. Yeah,
no, you're okay now.
I got these glasses, these bifocals, and I can't see shit with them. Like, I literally cannot read chat when I have these glasses on, or my contacts in. Isn't that some shit?
That's Lolita. Lolita's speeding.
Yeah. It's always Lolita, the one driving. It's always Lolita. Sorry.
JBT's in the chat. It's good to see you, JBT. I would love to know your input on the shit show that has gone on over the last week.
That too.
I had very strong feelings on it, but of course I'm sort of one person removed from the situation, and it's always much nicer to hear directly from somebody.
Yeah,
I don't like either one.
Kind of chatted briefly about this, about having JBT and Mom 6 up on one night to go over all that fuckery, because that's a whole separate issue in itself.
It is. It's been very frustrating and very upsetting. I don't care what Molly has to say about it. Actually, it's gone very quiet. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can
hear you.
I hear you, Pearl.
Can you hear me?
When you speak,
so it suddenly went really quiet, and I couldn't decide whether Lolita had muted or whether I'd gone dead.
Sorry, I'm accelerating, so I'm muting. I have the truck, the one with the huge exhaust.
It's been really, really frustrating, because not only has Molly been deeply, deeply offensive and transphobic, it's the fact that she has like a pet, Gina Diamond, who's her little pet, that sort of justifies everything negative that she says has been okay. And I'm not buying it. There used to be a very offensive term. It's offensive because the behaviour is offensive. When people used to talk about an Uncle Tom as somebody who was willing to side with the master over their brothers and sisters who were in slavery. Well, sometimes people get sucked into being Auntie Tina, But they tolerate the despicable comments and behaviour of somebody because it means that they're not the person being persecuted. I'm really disappointed, Gina, that you're not standing up for Mallory. I don't care what your personal beliefs are and dispute is with Mallory. We're talking about a situation where this could just as easily be you, just because it isn't you this time. And if you can't see that, then you've got problems coming ahead of you. Because if somebody will turn on someone and use that sort of rhetoric and disgusting language, and because they've fallen out, that was always in them. It would be just the same if Mallory had been black and suddenly she'd started out with all the racism. There is no difference. This is not about falling out. This is about what is naturally inside you pouring out of your mouth, Molly. And having somebody being Auntie Tina to defend you does not make any difference. The reality is your behaviour has been disgusting. You are discriminatory and you're treating somebody as subhuman.
Yeah, and homegirl should watch out because who knows? It could be her on her bad side next week.
It will be her. She falls out with everyone. It will be her at some point.
It will
But
be.
at the moment, you're being used as a shield. Oh, no, it's fine. I'm not. No, Gina agrees with me.
Yeah.
But whether you like Mallory or not, it's not about that.
I don't. This is the thing.
Right.
Once again, I find myself in the position of defending somebody I personally don't like. But that's not the issue. It doesn't matter whether I don't find her funny. It doesn't matter whether I get really annoyed by the constant e-begging. None of those issues, unless you want to discuss those are things you can criticise. But to make everything about her identity is disgusting. And if you can't see that, then you're part of the disgusting problem.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with what you just said, Pearl. I'm not a fan of Mallory. She just frankly gets on my nerves, but
Same.
Some of the stuff I think that I've seen her do, I haven't cared for, and I don't agree with. But those are all things about what she's doing. You know, they're about her actions, not about who she is. And that's what I find so disturbing. I cannot. I mean, I say that about Mallory, but there's a whole bunch of stuff that I don't like about Molly as well. You know, this is just an added. This is an added thing. There's some other stuff that I do like. I'm not gonna lie. Molly cracks me up sometimes, but not when she's doing shit like this. I'll tell you that. No way. I can't. I'm done.
And there's a side issue that you can sit there, Molly, and say that Mallory has messed herself up medically and cosmetically as you sit there with obviously no mirrors in your house. I mean, for goodness sake, the old adage about glass houses, you're not really in a position to judge either.
I agree. I think there are so many things about Mallory that you could go after. But what I've seen happen this last week or the last few days, I can't.
Right, certainly, you know,
I can never tell my signal or the panel's gone silent.
You're okay.
Okay, I'm good to talk.
Go ahead. You're trying to say something?
Oh no, I was just saying I'm indifferent on both of them, and I think Molly and Dolly are two of the most people about.
We're losing you, darling.
Because the way I feel about it. Oh, am I roboting?
You keep cutting in and out.
Oh, of course. I have 5G, but no freaking signal. I'm indifferent, I guess, because you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You're
indifferent.
indifferent because, like, with Mallory, yeah, I mean, like, the e-begging and stuff is annoying, but she's honest, saying, hey, give me money. You know, I need new curtains, or I want this, or I want that. So, I mean, there's nothing really to talk about besides just, you know, it being annoying. And then, like, with Molly, like, yeah, she does a lot of crazy shit, but, you know, she's doing it out in the open. Why people choose to support it, I have no freaking idea. It is what it is. I mean, what the hell are we gonna say that hasn't already been said? The whole thing with her mom, though, that shit takes the cake. And now with Mallory,
Can I have a quick
now it's different.
comment here for Air You're All Out? Please feel free to show yourself to the door or have someone show you the door. JBT's people are my people. So
And
Yeah, they're my people too.
body.
I showed them to the door.
Good, thank you. JBT, don't you dare let anybody shut you down in this conversation. You have my backing absolutely. Regardless of whether your mum and I have got on in the past, we are both mothers in the same situation, and I'm not going to have it.
Yeah, none of us are. We won't put up with that shit for 2 seconds. So if anybody else here has some shitty feelings like that, just go ahead and back on the fuck out, because we're not hearing it tonight. We're not hearing it ever.
Any comments like that, I mean, they're always deleted. It's not just tonight. You can go.
It's not okay with us.
Molly will be live in a couple minutes, I'm sure. She's been all day, every day.
Yeah, and 6 Up has a wrench. Use it at your discretion. That's what you guys have them for.
All of you with wrenches. If you see that,
Yeah.
please get rid of it.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people, different people have wrenches in our chat because I don't want them to be setting ducks. So you're free to use them.
I'm
I thought it was a really
disgusted by-
cheap shot that Molly actually paid Bombshell to do her dirty work and read out the criminal history, the dead-named criminal history of somebody. I noticed Molly didn't do it herself. Very careful there not to get the strike. Just for the cost of $100, get some of the poor sucker who'll practically do anything for money to do your dirty work for you. Bombshell, we always knew that you were lower than low, but the bar is on the floor now. You just have no dignity.
None.
Bombshell rebloated again, huh?
Well, she's never had any, though.
No, she hasn't, and she'll do anything for clicks and views.
That's on brand for Bombshell.
And a buck.
Yep, and a buck.
So the whole purpose was to, like, a trans bashing thing, basically.
Of course it was. The idea that somebody would make their every waking moment a possible difficulty with every tosser on the street purely to hide any past criminal misdoings is just beyond belief. You know, once again,
Right.
you're another person online who's had a terrible head injury. I mean, seriously, you've got no concept of what goes on and
Is
what
that
people put up
everyone's
with.
excuse for bad behavior? Is they bump their head? Give me a break.
Wow.
Well, and what gets me too is the amount of people supporting this. I'm sorry, you support who you want, but there has to be some things that you just don't support. But nope, they're right there. And one of them shocks the shit out of me.
Same, girl.
We're aware of Lolita's feedback. It's because she's driving. As soon as she gets home, it'll correct itself. So she can't do
That
anything
really
about the background
concerns
noise.
me, you saying that, one person shocked the shit out of you, that really concerns me. Is this somebody that I know?
Yeah.
Ah.
Art for life, I agree. Totally.
Is there a chance you could drop it in the back chat? Because not least of which, because I know who to avoid.
Yeah, I'm curious too because I have not gotten to watch anything.
I dropped who I was speaking about.
It's the same person.
Check the back
Yeah.
chat.
It's the same person. Yeah.
Oh
Well.
yeah, I lost faith in that.
Highly,
person forever
highly
ago, so I'm
disappointed
not-
in that person. Highly disappointed in that person.
Not surprised.
For to sit silently
Carol will get your
by.
wrench.
If you can't understand that what is going on with the laws that are being pushed and the attitude that people are taking and the scare tactics, if you can't understand that this is just recycled homophobia, that this is exactly the thing that you saw in the 60s and 70s just being perpetrated on a new section of society, and you think that now it's not you, you can sit back and twiddle your thumbs because you're fine. Yeah, you're like the women who don't stand with other women over the issue of abortion. It doesn't matter that I personally would not be able to have an abortion. I will walk on the street in defense of the law. And if you don't understand that in your situation, because it's not happening to you, you're a traitor to the past. All the people who came before you, who fought for your rights to be married and to look after children, to have children of your own, none of that came easily. And if you want to identify with the straight section of society in order to not be part of the fallout anywhere else, you need to think again. And that is a harsh thing to say, but I'm sorry, it's the truth. I can respect you as a person and have no respect for your opinion, because the respect aspect is about me being polite and treating you as a human being, something that you're quite happy not to extend to a whole section of society. It's heartbreaking.
Amen.
I'm sorry, I had to mute them because I was about to say something pretty extreme. I'm sorry.
No, I agree. I was a bit lost for words as to how this was even coming out of one person's mouth. And I know it happens, but good gosh. You know, you got almost 100,000 people in your channel, and this is the shit you're spewing.
It's amazing. I'm seeing, people have very simplified attitudes as to what is a supportive part of the community and what isn't. And things like this will always surprise you. There'll be people who really take their faith to heart and are nothing but kindness. And then there are people who are from formerly persecuted communities who will happily see somebody else go under the bus. It never comes always from the place that you think it's going to come. But people have really been showing their whole ass on this fucking platform this week.
They have.
Some people you expect it from. They've already stumbled over their racism. This is just a new thing to add to their arsenal of being a dick. But some people just really surprise you.
Yeah, I don't know. All this shit that we've seen, and nothing surprises me anymore, and I'm really sad to have to say that. But what really shocks me is the people, like, I could see still liking a creator or still wanting to support a creator for God only knows why, but to put yourself right smack in the middle of all of that.
Yep.
Like, people are proud to be racists and bigots and just dumbasses in general.
And for what? I mean, I understand you can still support this person. You know, you can like this person, I guess, if that's your choice. But I'm sorry, if I had a friend doing that, I'd stand up for what's right. I would at least, and there's, I guess, honestly, there's really two. She's got two very close friends that I don't understand how they're okay with this.
I don't know if I could ever like someone who
I
says shit like
couldn't.
that. No way.
I couldn't. But I would at least say something. I'd let it be known my opinion on it.
Right.
I wouldn't be
Absolutely.
supporting it.
Ginger Snap said, since when do adults discuss people's private parts in an argument? It's weird, right? Like if she and I were to get into an argument and I started talking about her vagina, people would be looking at me like I was crazy.
It is.
Why doesn't this happen in those
weird
cases?
behavior. You are weirdos. Why are you interested in what's going on down there? It's none of your business. The whole policing of what is and isn't. Oh, I just can't. Gina Diamond, you need to take a good hard look at yourself. Hey, Carol, I'm sending my love out to you. Me, you, and Six Up, burning down the world. Also, as JBT pointed out very importantly earlier, gender identity and sexuality are two very different things. But there has been an overlap this week in the world of being dicks because as well as her little hints of transphobia that are just about to burst free and take over the world, Perp decided that because she had a falling out with Susan, it was perfectly fine to out Susan's estranged daughter's sexuality.
That was disgusting.
Seriously.
Not her business. That's not her business.
The bar isn't even on the floor with you. You just can't stop digging a new hole to drop the bar further down.
Right.
I don't know what is going on inside your head, but the hate that pours out of you is beyond belief. And can I just touch on something else before we go back to this big issue with Molly and Mallory? Purple, that you are choosing to spread a disgusting lie about Chris just because you've fallen out with Chris. My words are absolutely failing me, and that is not a common thing for me, I can tell you. Purple has decided to spread the rumour that Chris, who very bravely, and is a hard thing for any woman to do, has decided to, in the benefit of her son, who wanted to spend some time with his father, who lives a considerable distance away within the United States, she has encouraged him to go and spend that time with his father because it's what he wanted. A few months ago, with the help of the former in-laws, Chris got a car. These two things are unconnected. But no, apparently the allegation is being spread around that Chris swapped her son in order to get a car. Now, not only is that disgusting, but I ask you, how many 16-year-olds do you know who are just willing to be parcelled up and handed off without a moment's distress? Because it's so easy to convince teenagers of anything that you want, isn't it? It couldn't possibly be that he wanted to spend time with his father and she was doing the thing a mother should and putting her kids' situation and opinion and wants over her own. No, because you've fallen out with her, you're going to drag her and create the most disgusting rumour.
Chris, we love you.
It is a disgusting rumor. A loving parent makes hard decisions. Sometimes the decisions they don't want to make in order to benefit their child.
Right.
That's all that happened there.
I can't believe you guys even had to explain that. I mean, it's beyond me. Like, their lies aren't
Sadly,
even believable lies. Like, the most ridiculous shit ever. Did anybody really believe that?
Well, the
No,
most
of course not.
disgusting thing,
I know.
the most
But
disgusting
dumb
thing
people
about
do.
it, the most disgusting thing about it was people in her chat they just believed her. They were
Well,
going right
because
along
they
with her.
share
That's
an
what's
IQ.
disgusting.
That's why they share an IQ. It's literally the blind leading the
Because
blind.
they do, and everything she says, they go right along with it because they don't think for themselves.
Click your heels and salute.
Is that Molly's chat or Purple's or both?
Oh, well,
Both.
both, but purples.
Here, Kitty Kitty, you know that isn't the case. You're just reaching. Where all those things combined is in people's hatefulness and people's prejudice. Of course, they're very different things. Sexuality and gender are different. People's background, their colour, their racial identity are all very different. But you're talking about a spectrum of hate. And you know yourself the overlaps of hate that come out of people who believe that way. So stop reaching.
Kitty, we're talking about hate. We're not talking about color. We're talking about how hateful people can be for indifferences of others.
And you're falling yourself, you are falling into the trap there yourself of implying that sexuality and gender are just chosen on a whim, but that skin colour is something that you're born with. Life is not that simple. And you might want to choose to educate yourself as well.
Well, no more can somebody change the color of their skin than they can change about who they feel on the inside, who they feel they truly are. You can't change that feeling just because your parts on the outside look different. And that's what pisses me off so much about this trans bashing. They can't control you. You're born who you are. You don't always match the outside.
Sarah Crawford, give us a second, honey. We just got here. Stop your bitching.
Who? Oh.
There is no double standard. Nobody's hiding from Justin up here. Fuck Justin and his bullshit right now. Sorry. If you're co-signing Molly's bullshit from chat, I have no respect for it.
I just
Sarah
can't believe that we
Crawford, the
have
reason Sarah
people
Crawford,
in this world who are truly that dumb.
Sarah Crawford, the reason that we were reticent,
sad
I
and
was
scary.
reticent to have them blurt the name out in public, and I wanted to see it first, was because I'm in a fairly delicate situation myself, and I wanted to know whether it was somebody who is not necessarily a creator, but somebody who's a personal friend to me. Once I'd actually discovered in the back chat after discussion that that was not the case, I don't have any problem with condemning Justin for not defending Mallory. It would have been nice to have given 5 minutes to actually put my own mind at rest first, but of course your concern is far more pressing. I understand that.
Here, Kitty,
I'm completely
Kitty, you
missing
cannot,
what's going on.
You cannot change being trans. You can't change it, just like you can't change your skin color. If you're trans, you're trans. You're born that way.
They are one and the
I'm
same,
sorry
ma'am.
you don't understand that. Hey, Soup.
Hey, girls. Well, this discussion, it's just getting so interesting. I don't feel that great, but I'm going to sit up here for a
I was
minute.
just say, babe, you really don't sound very well, but I'm so glad to see you up here. But please don't wear yourself out if you don't feel well. Checking convictions is right on the money. A mother who puts her child first should not be condemned. We see so much of parental alienation going on. For where kids are alienated against one parent because a divorce has happened.
And you know how hard that is to let your child go and not to be able to see your child every day like you're used to seeing that child. That tore Chris up.
Well, and he's what, 16? He knows.
He
knows what he wants.
Your child's interests above yours.
Yeah, right.
It's what good parents do.
And he has every right to know. I mean, especially since there is such a difference, he has every right to know both of his parents equally.
Why is she having to explain herself? This is not their business.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
this is not their business. This was a decision that Chris made with her son and her ex-husband. End of story. That's their business.
And this is exactly why it fits in with the whole situation with Molly and Mallory and the outing of
Susan,
Susan's
well
daughter
said.
and all this business. It's about using people's personal lives as a weapon because you have an attitude with them or because you've had a falling out. Have some self-control.
Rhiannon, I understand that. I have a child like that too. And it hurts. It hurts my heart.
I'm
But
aggravated that people think that transgender is some kind of choice. That just baffles me. Why would they choose such a difficult, hard road if it was a choice?
exactly,
Well, I
because you
just want
see
to
that it
say,
isn't easy.
I just like, I'm going to have to go in a minute, but I just want to say one thing about that. And that's really all I want to say. Um, you know, you can believe what you want to believe, and we all have that right. But you do not have the right to hate somebody or spew hate upon them because you don't agree with them.
Absolutely.
Amen.
End.
And I agree.
Period. I may not
Yep.
agree with the color of your hair, but I don't have a right to go around and badmouth you to the world because your hair is green. I don't like green hair. I hate green hair. But I'm not going to go and badmouth you to the world because you have green hair. Because you know why?
Exactly.
Number one, it's not my business. Number two, that's between you and God.
Yep.
And I think
That's the
that's
way I feel
important.
about it.
Yeah, I think that's important for people to
Very
understand.
well said.
Very
You
well said.
can have whatever opinion you want to have. It may not be what you believe in, and that is your right.
Yep.
That's your God-given right. But you don't have a right to spew hate. That is what I think.
Yep.
Rhiannon, I agree.
Well, somebody told me the other day that the only people that should be concerned with what's in somebody else's pants is the person that's trying to get in those pants. Other than that, it's nobody else's business.
I look forward to a day when there is no discussion about it. It just is what it is, and nobody has to explain anymore.
100%.
I agree.
It's between them and God, just like it's between me and God of whatever relationship that I have or what I do every day with my life. That's between me and God. It is between it's it's nobody's business. It's my business. There you go. That's the way I see it.
Thank you,
And
PJ.
no
Don't
hate.
make TJ slap y'all around because she'll do
That's
it.
right.
Oh my gosh.
Straighten your
Make
asses
her
up,
come
people.
down and kick your butt.
Quit hating
No, it just
people.
goes to show how sheltered and uneducated people really are for them to even think it's something out of the norm. Like I
Bex, I
see
agree.
gay people and trans people all the time. It's a part of the world. Like it's nothing. Like you don't even think twice about it.
And
They
they've
are.
always
They are.
been here. They've always been here. Let me say
Always.
that. They just weren't able to come out like they are now. But to act like this is just something that just suddenly happened is false.
Yeah.
Marlena, I asked myself the same question. I don't know.
And for those who don't understand it, I think that really you need to get out into your community. I am the proud mother of a gay son. I have seen the struggles. I have seen the bullying. I've seen him come to terms with it himself. I've seen him come out. I am so proud of him. And I have met so many amazing people, all walks of life through my son. And to hear their stories and to hear families disown them because they want to be who they are, it's so sad and it's so heartbreaking. And I think that honestly, when you're at the point where you're comfortable and you have that support, it's a beautiful thing, right? Where you can finally be who you are. Because, you know, I remember with my son for so long, he struggled and he's like, I just want to be normal. Honey, nobody's normal. And you've got the definition of normal all messed up. So
Yeah.
I recommend get out there, talk to people, learn stories, learn about it, educate yourself.
Everybody just wants to live with love, and everybody just wants to live in peace,
That's all they want.
or most people want to.
Well, some people, I think they actually prefer discord, but
Well, we can think of a few of them, can't we?
yeah, we can. And I will say this, I'll just
Amen, JBT. Amen.
Yeah,
yeah.
normal's boring. Be you. Be you, be happy.
Whoever that is, be you.
And I'll just go ahead and address the elephant in the room.
The
I'm
elephant's Justin.
The elephant is Justin. We don't understand it. He can get mad. I don't care. I'm just not going to tiptoe around it, Justin. I don't understand you backing Molly right now. I don't. I just
Or sitting in those live streams where this is going on and not speaking up and speaking out.
Yeah, exactly. You can dislike Mallory's behaviour and you can dislike Mallory as a personality, but to sit by when this sort of thing is being said, I just cannot comprehend it.
I don't get it at all. It seems like it would go against everything he stands for.
Well, something I say a lot, and I agree with it in this case too. Silence is compliance.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Stop being I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's fear or what it is, but Justin, you can stand on your own. You don't need her. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
I'm just going to say it. Molly needs some type of help. I don't know what kind. I'm not a doctor, but listen, she's spiraling, and I don't
Yeah, and
think
at
you
this
can go
point,
down with her.
she's not doing him any favors. That's for sure.
Mm-mm. No, and to be honest, you know, I like watching Justin's true crime stuff. You know, do I always agree? No, but I watch true crime, and so that's good. I like watching his parodies. Those are funny, really funny. But, you know, I don't understand. You can still be friends with her, but why can't you stand up for what's right? Why can't you say this is okay?
Yeah, and at this point, I don't even think I could have a friendship. No,
I couldn't.
no.
And somebody needs to take Molly's internet away.
I'm
I
wondering
need
why
to
they
change the
haven't.
password.
I don't know. And then the whole family, it's just, gosh, there's been so much with her this week. And I'm not even going to comment much. You know, I know that people are like, oh, her mom, but I'm not commenting on her mom's situation. I don't know it. Prayers for her mother. That's not the thing. There's just been so much from,
There's
you know,
been
literally.
exactly. There's been so much. It's just it's hard to keep up.
Yeah.
She's
Like every 5
definitely
minutes, I'm
spiraling.
getting a new link, and I'm like, I'll watch 5-10 minutes of it, and I'm like, wow, where do I even go from here? What is she doing? It's just hard to keep up with it.
It is. The clip channels have been busy this week, and I want them all to know I appreciate you. I think I have probably subbed to at least 10 new clip channels. They're doing great work.
Thank you, Mama M. Yeah, they are clip channels, review channels. They're at it this week. And I mean, they are busy. They can't even cover it all. There's no way.
No. And to be honest, I think a lot of us forgot, you know, this. I watched this today, right? And it irritated me all over again with her. But I remember when I had first come, it was Chris Watts. And I remember that whole thing. And I think I had honestly forgot it until one of the clip channels put a video out and it had all that in there. And I was like, oh, yeah, this is why I did not like her.
See, I wasn't around for that.
Oh,
That
she
was
was mocking
disgusting.
Shanann. She
Yeah,
was
I've
mocking
heard.
Cece, the little girl.
Oh,
It was
that was awful. I
gross.
had to turn it off. I could not watch that. I had to turn it off.
When you said that, I didn't know anything about that, and that just upset me to no end.
Yes, I had turned it off. I couldn't. I
That
couldn't
just I didn't
listen
know
to
that
that.
happened.
I am so disappointed in her because I used to really watch her and I used to really like her. And so all of this coming out of her mouth, all of it has just really disappointed
Yep.
me in her.
Yeah.
Really disappointed me. So I will not be tuning into her anymore.
I quit. I quit a while back. When I first met her and all that stuff, I didn't even know how polarizing she was.
I
Until
didn't
later.
I didn't think that she thought this way.
No, I wouldn't think that she did
No, I had no idea.
until, I don't know. This has been recently. I'm learning that she's well. I mean,
I think there's
I've
been
seen
hints
disgusting
along the
behavior.
way.
Yeah.
I think there's been hints.
Oh
And
yeah, there's been disgusting behavior, but this
Yeah.
last couple of weeks, man, just
Yeah, just
whoa.
over the top.
Yeah, she's as bad as Michelle Sabate now.
Well, yeah,
Oh, for sure. At least Michelle's got an excuse.
that's
Right.
right, JBT. That's right. There's a lot of people that have really just shown who they are on the internet, and I don't think there's any coming back from it at this point. And the ones
Well,
that want to follow them to hell, I'm sure there's plenty of seats.
Purple even made racist comments about Mallory, and I think I'm not going
Now,
to repeat
Mallory,
anything, but she did. They were talking about it. Somebody clipped it and put it in Discord because I don't watch her,
Well, that
Who you
channel
think clipped
needs
it?
to be.
It was you.
I think she called Mallory Steve.
That
Yes,
that
ma'am, she did.
channel needs
Yes,
to be
she did.
labeled a hate channel because
dear
all
God,
that spewed out of Purple's mouth is nothing but hate.
man, just flush the turd because that's all it is at this point. Purple, you are shit.
Hate. That's what they are. Hate over there.
And I don't care
And she
about
called
anybody
you.
that likes
She
her.
called you shit, not the shit, but shit.
Yeah. I know you like to use a lot of things I say, so make sure you get them right. And I don't care about anybody that likes her. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about anything else. This is my stance, and it ain't changing.
I agree, Stars.
If you
Well,
like
she's
her and you're in this chat, then you go right on over there and
You better
just-
press the X and
just
leave
be in her hate channel if you want.
because that's all it is a hate channel.
We're not about hate over here.
I can't handle it.
I mean, we can joke around, we can laugh, we can caught up about things that are said on YouTube, right? But at the
Right.
end of the day, I have to truly care about you to hate you, and
Exactly.
I don't. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah, I
sorry
know.
There's
to the
a
rest of us.
difference.
I
You
love
know,
the jerks. I love our
Yeah.
chat, but
I dislike her vehemently.
I just don't watch her because I don't care.
Mm-mm.
She makes me literally. I said this. I said this yesterday in Discord. I said because somebody posted, that she was going live, and I was like, I every time I listen to her, I just literally want to get it. My son has a punching bag upstairs, right? I want to just do that with let the bodies hit the floor blaring, right? It's just so much rage and hate that goes through me at listening to the bullshit. I can't do it.
Well, and that's the part that sucks about social media is I can't get my hands on you. That's the
I have
suckiest
learned
part.
that's the point where you just click the X and go do something else. Really, when it
And
starts making you feel like your blood is starting to boil, it's time to hit that
Well,
X
yeah,
and
but
go.
we're just talking
'cause-
about how certain people make us
Yeah,
feel
I
when we
know.
listen to them.
I know.
And I don't agree
Yeah.
with her eye for an eye. I'm always the kind of person you give, and you pay it forward. And I am not for just because I may dislike something you do, I am not for that. That eye
thank
for
you,
eye stuff.
Sapphire.
That's to me just sickening.
No, it's. I'm so sick of the. They did it first. What are we, 3? Come on.
I know.
I don't care what they did first. You
This is
doing
what
it
I
second
tell
is just
my
as bad
kids.
as doing it first.
Go tell someone who cares.
Well, and a parody being silly does not
That
equate,
was so much fun.
and it doesn't equate. I'm going to find out your names, your address, and all that. You're just being ridiculous at this point. So go ahead and do what you got to do.
Yep,
Yeah.
bring it on. How my kitty says, bring it on, bro.
Yes.
I do.
So what's
Not me.
what is Molly's move at this point? Is she just still ranting and raving on her channel?
She's
and
just
raving.
spiraling. She's just spiraling. I don't know where she's going, but it isn't. It isn't climbing to the top. That's for sure.
No.
I do
I
feel
get
that
it.
a lot of her rage and the things that she's saying are not only motivated by defective soul, for want of a better term, but also because it's amazing that this is a nice big cloud of deflection for the fact that she showed her ass so much over the situation with her mother.
Right.
Yep.
Can
Thank you for
somebody,
bringing
and
that
I hate to ask, but can someone give me a quick synopsis on the mother? Is the mother alive?
The mother
The
is
mom
alive.
is alive, but she's ill, and
Yeah.
Yes,
I don't
cancer.
know if I think maybe some of this is what sent her into a spiral. You know, I've lost my mom. It's
Yeah, me too.
it's horrible. It's a terrible thing to go through.
Yes.
Oh,
But
it is, Eliza. I know.
sorry.
It's the
But-
worst.
I didn't lose my damn mind.
No.
You know,
Yeah, you
she
didn't
isn't
lie.
making her mom. She isn't making her mom real proud right now. I'll tell you that. I can't
No.
imagine that her mom's real proud of this behavior.
And
Well,
she,
No,
it feels to
definitely
me that she is using it for clicks, views, sympathy, money. I mean, she put out "She's Gone," and then Justin goes live and plays this tribute, and the whole chat is like, "Oh my gosh, blah blah blah," right? And then comes on and says, "She's in the hospital. They said it's in the brain now." Well, she's not gone though.
She
Right.
can still come back from that.
Well, I don't think she's going to come back.
No, but
fully.
I mean,
But here's the thing. I heard one of the whoever's in that house that she was at say, no, she was just saying, oh, she's a shell of a person. She's 70 pounds. She's just looking around. And then somebody comes in who was just at the hospital and is like, oh, she was up eating and she was talking. Oh, she was talking to you? Yeah. And then she asked her sister, how much you think she weighs? She goes, oh, about 115 pounds.
Okay,
It's
I
just-
saw that video where somebody had sent links to the sister, and Molly is kind of interviewing the sister, and that confused me as well. Did the sister understand what Molly had been saying about their mom being gone?
okay, cracking asses.
I don't know. I mean, she is there on several of the lives. So I don't know if she truly understands everything or I don't know. Honestly, I don't understand that. You know, and then you got Molly going, I want her cremated. I'm putting her into a diamond. I mean, did you ask your
They were
mom what
all
she
talking
wants?
about that. We're gonna have.
Did you ask her
diamond
what she
earrings.
wants?
Cool. That's love her right now. Be by her bedside. Read her a book.
Mm-hmm.
Get
And
off the
these
internet.
moments are sacred.
They are very
Right?
sacred.
Hold her hand.
Exactly. That's what
I
did
would
with
not
mine.
be showing and sharing these moments on the internet, let alone exploiting them.
Not with anybody except my family.
Yes, just my family, not the internet. And man, this is a sacred time.
You spend those last moments with your precious, beautiful mom. You love her. You tell her how much you love her. She hears
Honor
you.
her.
Honor her.
Honor her. Behave honorably.
Don't act like a fool.
It's not okay for her to be making this about herself when it
No.
really should be all about her mama right now and what her mama
Absolutely.
needs and what
But
will
this
make
is
her mama most comfortable.
absolutely, but it is part of the course because there's that saying. It is part of the course because the situation. I don't know if many of you saw the video of the origins of the whole friendship with Bullhorn Betty and Mallory, and
Hey,
what
little
the three of
girl.
them were attempting to do. But when you see the way that Molly can make true crime and missing children all about herself, then you know that there isn't anything that she can't make about
Well, me
herself.
too.
Oh, I will say that I think this was last night. It's hard for me to remember that she was, her sister was explaining to someone else who came into town that she has a true crime channel and she goes out and she helps these missing families and or these missing kids who don't have voices. And she gets, you know, the who aren't getting coverage and just this whole thing, right? And I was just shaking my head, going, "Gosh, that's not what she does at all." But I don't consider Molly true crime at all.
I don't either.
No, she's like a circus fucking sideshow. What do?
Yes.
They go to places and they scream and act a fool for views. There's no
Yeah.
research involved. There's no reporting involved.
They
got
accuse
Don
people
Wells
before there's proof.
fired from his job for no good reason.
Right.
Oh my God, Bex. Yes, I almost forgot about that till you mentioned it. The same thing with Princess. So this is a pattern for her.
God, I almost forgot about that.
I was never a fan of Molly Golightly. I honest to God do not understand what people find so funny
I don't
and
either.
captivating
Thank you. I thought it was
about
just
this
me.
woman. No, it's
No.
like the most you got to be fucking simple-minded. Like I cannot wrap my head around it. She's not even remotely interesting,
I
entertaining.
tried in the beginning. I thought, okay, she's polarizing. And, I watch crazy people.
She's
But
cringy as fuck.
yeah, then it gets cringe and I'm out.
No, I can't. And then last night she was going on. What the hell did she say to Laura? These people who are obsessed with us, they're not blonde. They're not pretty. They've never been to LA. They've never flown first class.
Oh
Bitch,
my
Oh,
God.
I heard that bit, and I was
shut the
just
fuck
like,
up.
seriously, Molly, you are not the high flyer that you think you are.
You did one show and it is a stupid show. Dear God, that is not your claim to fame.
And even
I
that
don't
husband
think
wanted to
she
give her back the whole
realizes how
time.
gross she
Yeah.
is. You're on there stuffing your fucking face, eating. You don't speak clearly. Not insinuating anything there, but you can't understand what she's saying half the time. She's
And the
a
gun,
whole
remember the gun?
mess. I remember the gun.
Yeah, the other
will
day
s-
she pulled out a gun on live and showed it. Finger on the
Yeah.
trigger and all.
It was very,
What the
it was
hell
very
was
Kris
that?
Jenner, wasn't it?
Yes.
Do you remember
Oh
when
my
Kris Jenner
God.
did that?
Yes.
Somebody's been looking at too many gifs.
I think so. I think so,
She
Pearl.
wants to be a reality star so
Oh, desperately.
bad. So bad.
And in fact, you'll see
She
that we've
doesn't
got a video.
understand. All the reality stars, at least in my opinion, all of them I see them as jokes. They're just jokes.
Oh, she would certainly fit into that circle. She would be the laughingstock even of that circle, but she would fit in.
She
I
already
could
is.
see her on Big Brother or something, like fighting with everybody.
I can see her on like Celebrity Rehab minus
She's
the
yeah.
celebrity.
They got rid of it, but it would have been a show she would have been on.
She's an old lady that hasn't figured out that she's an old lady. It's time to
Yeah,
Oh,
but she's a life coach. I'll be
unmuting.
damned.
she's really struggling with getting near 50. I mean, I feel like there's like some midlife crisis that's been happening. And for so long to talk about, oh, they thought I was in my 30s. Who the fuck thought you were in your 30s, lady? She doesn't
No.
look bad. I'm not saying that, right? You know, she doesn't have wrinkles, all that shit, yada yada. So don't, you know, a lot of people don't. But I just, yeah, she's been kind of teetering that whole thing, and you can tell she's struggling with getting up there in age.
That's true, Mommy M, but she's not a celebrity. Yeah,
This is-
that part.
Yeah.
She does think
That
very
part.
highly of herself. I'll give her that.
She does.
A legend in her own mind.
Little
But I will
Oh,
say,
yes.
too highly.
I'll drop this in a minute. But anyways, there is another clip channel who did a video. I think I posted in Discord that was her wanting to be a life coach for kids, and then they would cut like so she did this video of how she's going to life coach kids and stuff for that channel, and then they would cut and then they would put all the shenanigans she's been up to right in there. Like it was actually classic. It was pretty good.
I bet it was.
I
A
mean,
life
the-
coach for kids. Like I don't
Yeah.
even have jokes right now. I'm literally stumped.
Can you
Magic
imagine her
Dumpy Dump.
telling little kids how they're not good enough because they look like this or they look like that or they
Yeah.
have this and they don't have that? Yeah,
Well, that's-
hell of a life coach she'd make.
Well, that's one of the clips is they put her when she was yelling at her son for getting her, not getting her
The right size coffee?
the Trenti, tea from Starbucks. He got her a venti and not a Trenti or something like that.
Mm-mm.
I probably would have just said thank you.
I have a feeling at some point the true crime community is going to be covering some trial of hers where she's the defendant.
Could be. Could be. She goes and inserts herself in every damn thing. I could see her getting in trouble for something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see something about how when her and Mallory and Bullhorn were putting together this project to put out to try and get some TV show or something, that pilot thing
Yeah, I'm
that
pulling
Pearl
that
did
up.
something with. Yeah, I did
Yep.
see she was talking and she said, well, that's why we couldn't have JLR because of his background. And I was thinking, well, gosh, has anybody pulled yours or Bullhorns? I guess even Mallory's for that matter.
Right?
And JLR was on Vinny's, wasn't he, recently? Court TV?
We're losing.
Yeah, but like they
hun.
want their own show and they didn't feel like they could put him in it because they would look up his record and nobody would pick the show up.
Nobody would
Yeah,
pick
and
the
it's obvious that they were trying to make it female focused. They were like a sort of almost Charlie's Angels thing, you know, sort of the three blonde women.
It was
The
so
three-
sad.
The three elderly blonde women, were they trying to take off of Golden Girls, do as true crime?
I
or-
don't know what they were thinking, but it really does bear watching. We've thrown together a video about it because you need to know exactly what the formation of all this was. It wasn't some natural friendship. There were vested interests at play on all sides here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm believing that it's coming out that Mallory actually doesn't have a record under an old name or a new name.
Oh, she may not. I don't even know. I didn't watch it
That
the
wouldn't
first time.
surprise me in the least because the research skills of some of the people online are truly breathtaking.
I
She
think-
said, Philomena
heard-
Kunk.
I heard another channel say that Mallory issued a challenge that she would give so much money if somebody could produce it and prove that record, prove it. And I don't
see
think anybody could come up with it. So
it matters. Is
I'm-
anybody gonna lend Mallory their vehicle? I mean, really?
yeah, I'm not.
You can't trust the internet. It said that I was a martial arts. I have a black belt in martial arts. So
That's Julie fucking Applewhite. Where do you
She
think
does.
she came from?
She'll kick your ass.
Don't
Following
let her
video
lie
is edited
to
from
you.
a video
I
posted
love
by
that.
House
I
of
thought that
Williams.
was good. Oops.
Well, the thing is too is that a lot of people. I mean, I know
Tits.
Yeah.
We're gonna run a video
Okay.
clip.
No, sorry, that played before I was ready. I was trying to make it bigger and it just started freaking.
Oh, okay. You
Are
want
you
me to
ready
help
for
you?
it though? Should I roll it?
The following video is edited from a video posted by House of Williams, dated March 21st, 2023, titled The Rejected Secret Project Reality Show Teaser Reel. This video is transformed and used under the legal protection of the Fair Use Doctrine governing copyrighted material. A full note has been made of all the adaptations in both sound and images. It has additional comments in the edit and will be used for commentary purposes. The Secret Project was an attempt to sell the concept of a heels on the ground reality TV show. What follows are excerpts of the teaser trailer, assembled to drum up interest from TV production companies and reality TV channels. It was not a success.
My name is Marissa Zadinsky. I'm known as Molly Golightly, YouTuber. Go back to the hotel and do my hair and makeup and just call it a night.
So my name is Andra, and my YouTube channel is Bullhorn Betty.
We heard about the abuse. There is no way your family did not know that she was being abused inside that house. They knew.
I'm Mallory Williams. I have a YouTube channel, The House of Williams. I was just seeing if somebody was coming with that tea yet, because Jesus to God. I mean, listen, I'm not rushing nobody. I'm not rushing anybody, but holy shit, I'd like a little something to drink.
Because I felt very passionate about the Me Too movement and how a lot of men were falsely being accused, and that kind of blossomed. I got bigger with the Chris Watts case. I watch a lot of Nancy Grace.
Oh, hell far. No.
And I watch a lot of true crime TV, and then I took my obsession with Nancy Grace out into the field, and I ended up outside of Brian Laundrie's house, and that's how I met Bullhorn Betty.
Heels is really the collaboration of some great creators to bring a story of a lost, missing, or dead person's case to light. We go to great lengths to make sure that not only are we bringing awareness to the case, but we're actually making a physical contribution to the case.
Heels on the Ground represents voices for people that otherwise would not have a voice, and most of them are small children. So many children are lacking the voice just in general. But when they become missing, right? So often the parents, they're not in the position, they don't have the mental capacity.
Okay. I always knew I wanted to help people. I felt truly so bad for these victims that never got justice. I wanted to help some way. And being a YouTuber wasn't enough reporting. I just felt like it wasn't enough. And then when I was outside of Brian Laundrie's house and we were hollering at these houses, pleading with these people, please come out and give answers to the press.
As long as the passion is there, I can do this forever. There's a segment of the population that likes to attack people and attack people like us that go out here and do this work. Sometimes that does get into your head a little bit. Does it stop me? Have I given up? Of course not. Have I thought about it? Of course I have.
And we get to go out in these communities with the people, and we get to navigate all of these different personalities and all the politics, and listen, all of the city ordinances, everything involved, all of it, the news media, all the emotions involved, and our people, our supporters are right there with us to take that ride.
Going on these trips and connecting with these family
and confronting the bad guys and being face to face with these people and the connection that we were making with the public around the world. And have the press, CNN, Fox News, the Daily Mail, TMZ, following us and relying on us to give them news. Court TV, following us and asking us and watching us.
Why are we here? Yeah, you hear the neighbors across the street? How long do you think he's
They're
getting
done with you.
This guy's pissed across the street.
I think the case that meant the most to me, first of all these cases mean a lot, is the Gabby Petito. That's the one that really brought me into the true crime. It was realizing that, law enforcement wasn't truthful in some aspects of it. We were able to see a lot of the mistakes that were made. It just was the eye-opening. It was the awakening moment of true crime for me.
We were able to give voice to not only the parents, but these children, and in some cases, grown adults as well. But it's action for me.
On another note, let's get serious. We are here to keep the heat under your ass. We are here to keep the heat under the authorities' ass, under the sheriff's ass, under the local politicians' ass. That's why we are here, Leilani, to keep the fire under your ass. You're not going to get away with this. No one is getting complacent today. No one is going to be getting any rest. No one is going to be getting any sleep. As long as your ass is hot. No complacency. That's why we stand here.
We're not going anywhere.
You're not getting the free ticket. You're not getting the free
Not
ticket to show
going anywhere.
I want this to end.
I know that what we do is extremely unique. There's not any other YouTubers that go out into the field like this. No one does it like us.
Me on this. If Dog the Bounty Hunter, fine, Brian Laundrie, again.
Let me turn that just a little bit more.
I'm gonna have to get you a little milk crate to stand on.
She saw me and she's like, "You are so short."
She's taller than me. She's definitely taller than all.
When we do our professional shot together, I'll be the one sitting down. Okay.
Pearl.
Well done, Pearl. Well done.
Special appearance from Soup.
I wasn't ready. I thought I wasn't in this documentary.
It would have been so much better if you had been. Can I just say very quickly that hideous cross-fading of images was not my fault. I could only work with what I had.
You did a damn good job. I didn't even notice it. Pearl.
I mean, here's my question. When they thought of this idea, what made them think, let's put a bed in the background?
Right?
The bed.
Hotel?
I frankly, to me, nothing says true crime protester quite like a full-length silver sequin ball gown. She looked like she was ready to walk the red carpet at the Oscars, not protest.
Oh man, that was so bad.
Yeah,
a hotel bed. A hotel
You
bed.
could tell that she's never been dragged in a protest. She's never had the police drag her across the floor because sequins are bad enough standing up. You wouldn't survive if they actually physically dragged you. You'd be absolutely cut up to bits.
Oh, that was the bed cracked me up.
I was sitting there going, man, this is where they were like, oh, this is the perfect location right here in front of the bed.
You know what it's perfect for? Go ahead, Soup. Tell them.
For going to bed, you're embarrassing yourself. Hell far.
Oh my god! And they had a professional makeup artist do their hair and makeup. Betty couldn't even be bothered to make her extensions blend, like
match.
I just presumed that somebody must be colorblind.
They're awful.
They could have at least stuck them behind her back. It might not have shown so bad. It was horrible.
Curled the rest of your hair to blend the fake curl. Oh my god, they're like
Just
the ones
try
that
some Olaplex.
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat said it looked like the hair on the Cowardly Lion in The Wizard of Oz, and that's so accurate. Harsh but fair.
No, they tried to clean her up, and they're like, "No, can't be done."
Here,
Next.
just sit right here on this bed in this sequence and tell
What
us
amazed
what you
me is that Mallory actually edited this. This was edited and posted by Mallory, and yet she left that whole section in where she was complaining that nobody bought her tea. I wonder what the thought process was watching that and thinking, yes, this is essential for a teaser trailer.
Right.
Maybe they shouldn't have pissed Olivia off. She could have potentially helped him with that editing.
Now,
Yeah.
Olivia, I will say, is an edit. She can edit.
She is very skilled, and she's very good at the tempo of emotion in things, of
Yes.
building up to things, and sort of spacing and timing. And for some reason, Molly is deeply offended by Olivia thinking that she's got ideas above a station, which, given the way that Molly speaks about everything, is just fucking hilarious.
Well, you know, Molly got upset that Olivia got the plaque because she made it
did.
to 100,000. And she's
Yeah,
like,
that's that's what it's really about.
she ever made. She regrets it now. I'm thinking, why would she regret getting a plaque?
Olivia was the one who put all the work in. She did all the photography, the videoing, the editing. Anybody can do what the hell they're doing. Grab
It just,
a bullhorn
this
and
whole heels on the ground clown show, nobody lasts because it's a whole mess, y'all.
You saw Dolly got clear of that. He's like, he had a taste, and he's like, nah.
When Dolly runs, you know it's foul.
Yeah.
The one thing that he said, that Dolly said about this whole situation of distancing himself from Molly and Bullhorn Betty and everyone, when he said that he would give anything to have another day with his mom because his mom passed from cancer, that really rang true for me. Amongst all the other stuff that I'm sure that the self-serving, some of it, that really rang true. He could not get his head around somebody making a performance out of their mom being terminally ill. He just could not relate to it. And that seems so authentic. And I do believe him. I think that he would. I mean, his whole name is because his mom loved Dolly.
Right. Yeah. And he talks about his mom a lot.
Yes, he does.
But yeah, Pearl, shout out to you. That was beautifully done. Even though you got my old country
everything
hick self in there screaming.
I absolutely love that. I love you saying hellfire.
Everybody does.
And it was my actual gut reaction when I saw the jump cut, the amount of jump cuts in 3 sentences of Molly. I just cannot. What did they cut out? What was she doing? How much twitching happened?
Oh, hey, Vet Girl.
And Vet Girl, that she's behind, I think. But she'll hear this when she gets to it. I think what she's talking about is potentially Justin, and who knows what goes on behind the scenes. And that may be true. But what gets me is the still being in chat and still
right. We can only talk
supporting
about
that.
what we
Co-signing the bullshit.
see. We're talking about what we see.
Yeah.
You know, in on the YouTubes, on the chat walls, all of that. We can't speak for what's happening behind the scenes.
Right.
But what we can talk about is what's happening in front, and in front of our faces, and you know, I'm going to call it out as I see it.
And this stuff is a pretty big deal. I mean, we're not talking about ignoring somebody who's, you know, maybe being an asshole or being bitchy. When it comes to outright lying, scamming, bigotry, shit like that, if you don't say something, you know, silence means you're complicit.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And don't expect us to ignore it.
And to be honest with Justin, it's not even about Molly's mom, about that debacle of, you know, both of them going live.
Right. I don't blame.
It's not about, you know, any of Molly's behavior that he's supporting. It is literally the transphobic comments coming out of her mouth and what she is saying about Mallory specifically, and him still being in chat.
Right. That's my problem.
That's getting to me, right?
That's my
That's
problem
my
with
issue.
him running that video. I don't know what he knew and what he understood at the time when he did it. So I'm not
That's very
talking
true.
about that. I am only talking about him sitting there in a chat while this stuff is being said and not speaking out against it and saying, hey, this is trash, or just clicking off. Don't be there.
Right.
But being present in a chat like that and being silent about it, it's wrong.
And
especially when you represent a certain
well, you're associated with
demographic.
that person. They're associated with the creator that's doing it. I mean, like it or not, he's very much associated with her.
We come back to this issue, though, that it's not about Mallory.
No.
When that sort of diatribe of disgusting prejudice pours out of your mouth, it's about that whole community, not one individual. And that's why he should have said something.
Right, exactly.
Because it also smacks of the whole feeling of subsets within the community. Like, you've got to the top of the ladder of acceptance and you don't really care what happens to the people on the steps below you.
Right.
I would find that very difficult to deal with.
No,
There was a
if
time
I was watching it.
There was a moment in time where Justin wouldn't be able to have a channel that he has with the subscribers that he has and be accepted on YouTube. It just he wouldn't be able to be himself.
And come back to this, because that, first of all, I don't think that's even true. Second of all, if you have kids in your house, you vet them. You vet people before you invite them and bring them to your house in front of your kids. Do you not?
I would. I wouldn't invite
Where is your
strangers off
cut-off
YouTube to stay
point?
in my house.
Where's your cut-off point about what is an acceptable criminal record?
Right.
Molly has some particularly questionable behaviours herself.
I mean, look at Bullhorn Betty. She's been there.
And even if all of that happened, I probably wouldn't take to YouTube to hash it out there. If I
maybe
invited him in, I would handle it. Probably not on YouTube. But I don't even know if that's actually all that stuff is true. Because
Nikita, because they're allowed to. That's part of the problem. As if it wasn't disgusting enough what was pouring out of Molly. There were 1,000 people in the chat. The vast majority of whom saw it as a welcome flag to come in and pour out all your disgusting, prejudicial bigotry.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing was done or said about it. There were a few people who protested. I mean, there were a few people who departed from Laura's chat the other night for the same reason, because they couldn't handle the prejudice in the chat.
It's another heifer.
Passing salute to Laura. It was remarkable. You managed to last a whole 20 minutes before you started involving yourself as being picked on by haters in the conversation. So
I was trying to listen to her last night.
She's the Heidi of that community.
Oh,
She's
I
the
really
candle
is.
community.
She did it with TM. She couldn't stand up on her own too when TM was wrong. She does it with Molly. Like, Laura, you are so weak.
Oh, snap. Oh, snap.
Well, I seen her come into Molly's the other day, Laura did, and it was a constant, where's my wrench, where's my wrench, where's my wrench? She didn't have one on that channel because she wants to drop the link for her candles and whatnot.
And then was claiming that she's the only one that doesn't go to Molly's to promote her channel. The lies, the lies, the lies.
Yep. Maybe not her channel, but her business.
Mm-hmm. I don't want your candles. Exactly, Bix.
I think Vet Girl is confused. We are talking about backing the LGBTQ. Yeah, she might be behind. I like Vet Girl a lot, and I know she's good friends with Justin, but
I like Vet Girl a lot, and I've always respected her opinion, but I do fundamentally disagree with you here. I don't think that standing by when all that is being said and done is excusable. I don't care, and I don't know whether the rap sheet is real or not. I just feel like it's an excuse.
Lavender Glitter Ninja, does Justice for All still have his wrench in your chat? I'm not sure, actually.
I haven't even seen him in quite some time.
Yeah, he
I don't
hasn't been
believe
in
so
here.
because he doesn't come in here.
No, he ain't been in here in a while. And even if he did, we're not going to just tiptoe around this. This is what we've seen, and this is how we feel. The end.
Right.
I'm sorry, this is something that I can't compromise on, and if people think that I'm harsh, you're just going to have to deal with it because this is the way it is.
Pearl, I think you have said it perfectly tonight.
Yeah, I do too. I really do.
I echo those sentiments.
Same.
No, we can't make people happy all the time. It's just not the way life works, and it definitely ain't the way YouTube works. And just because I'm on YouTube and I happen to like you or whatever, even if I dislike you, if I see you being done dirty, I'm going to have to say something. If I see you aligning yourself with people like you're aligning yourself with, I'm going to have to say something. I'm sorry, but I can't change who I am for this platform.
I won't. Yeah, absolutely won't. I'm not willing to compromise that.
No.
Well, and I wouldn't compromise it in my real life, so
Absolutely.
why would I do it on YouTube?
100%. That's exactly it. Nail on the head, Tits. Nail on the head.
Exactly, 6 up and then MGL out of the other. It just doesn't work.
The current situation is somebody's life.
Yeah.
I don't want to go into this in detail. Very recently, a young girl was murdered in the UK by 2 of her classmates. Solely for the reason of her identity. Perhaps if people had stood a bit stronger in the defense of what was right, those 2 teenagers wouldn't be the people that they were and wouldn't have taken her life. But they didn't, and they did. And now a poor girl has been buried under her dead name because she happened to be under 18.
Yep.
That's sad. That's heartbreaking, really.
These
find the
are not
article.
just matters of opinion. These are people's lives.
Yep. The article is on Pearl's community page, and I think it's on ours.
On ours too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And JBT's.
Take a minute and read it, or take 5 and read it.
Wow.
What does loyalty have to do with bigotry? Yeah, my loyalty is to Pearl, JBT, and all the other people.
This is the
Absolutely.
point. What Carol has said on the screen is the point. You may not care about Mallory, but what about all the other people that this hate affects?
Yeah.
That's what it's about. That is what has us fired up. We're not.
Yeah, it's not about Mallory per se.
No. It's about Molly.
That
And
girl,
it's
nobody's
bullshit.
saying that Justin did that. What we're saying is we're talking about what Justin didn't do. That's what we're discussing.
I agree with Six Up. It's not bullying. It is hate speech 100%. And there's no way I could get behind it, no matter how loyal somebody had been to me. Fuck that.
Silence is compliance.
If you say nothing in a situation like this, you are automatically siding with the oppressor. Top and bottom of it.
Well, and then, doxing her and putting her info out. I mean, I'd hope they don't put address and all of this other info out, because who knows what else you're inciting. We have crazy people.
Oh, really? They did the doxing too?
Well, they doxed her.
Good Lord.
Put her dead name out.
The purpose
I don't
of
know what
that
else.
was
I don't know
what?
what all else they put out. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you.
You
Because
know
none
what?
of that means
Somebody's going to
anything.
get hurt real bad off this doxing. I'm telling you.
Right.
People better watch it with this doxing. I've been digging into some stuff, educating myself. This doxing, it's gotten
Yeah.
way out of hand.
And what happens when you have just the right crazy on your chat and you incite them because of your hatefulness? It's just
Exactly.
I don't get it. I don't understand.
If you can't come, if you don't have a comeback, if you ain't got something clever to say, just shut it down. Doxing, you've lost there. You've lost.
Well, and you're setting yourself up for lawsuits. I mean, it's just
You sure
all the way
are.
around. It's not good. And what if what if somebody was incited, and what if somebody went to the house, and what if something happened? All because of that. I couldn't live with myself.
All right, y'all. I'm going to jump down off here. I had to be a part of this conversation because I felt it was important. But I'm going to lay me down. I love y'all. Everybody in the chat, we got your back. Y'all know who you are. Stay tough. Stay strong.
Love you, Sue. Feel
Good night,
better.
Sue.
I
Good
love
night,
y'all.
Sue.
Yeah, I love you, Sue. Please take care of yourself, and I hope you get a good night's sleep, darling.
Me too.
Feel better soon,
Love
Sue.
you.
Yeah, feel better, Soup. Go have some soup, Soup.
Time for Soup to go to bed.
Well, Cam will tell her.
Nobody puts Soup to bed except Soup.
Sue puts herself to bed.
Oh, darn it. Somebody wanted Soup to send them to bed. I forgot to have her do it while she was up here. Next time. I'll get it next time.
What's your big announcement, Cam? Yeah, can't talk.
Yeah, we've probably dealt with everything now, haven't we? I don't know whether we've got anything else to go on.
I was gonna play something here quick. Hold on. Because
The problem is, BCB, is that this is not a situation where it is just between Mallory and Molly, because of the way Molly has chosen to fight with Mallory. She's involved a whole community, and she has stirred up negative feeling towards people who do not need any extra negative feelings in their life. It's not as simple as it being just between them, especially as she chose to broadcast this hate
Exactly.
over so many hours.
Good night, Shuby Mom.
Shuby, Cam wants you to hold on.
Hold on, Shuby Mom.
Okay, we can give Cam a link quick.
All right, can you drop it? Because I always have issues trying to drop it.
Yeah, I have other stuff to play, though. There we go. There you go, Cam.
Exactly. JBT is bang on. the voice of experience. Believe somebody who knows what they're talking about. And that girl, that's a totally valid criticism. I have no problem with you criticising that whatsoever. It's all the rest that's going on that is the issue.
Yeah, those are all different issues, just like, Mallory being involved with the grifting and stuff.
The St. Jude thing. There is
Right.
so much of her that you can have valid points on.
Cam, you're not connected. Your devices aren't connected.
Or actually, I may have misspoke. Was it St. Jude or was it Children's Hospital? I don't remember.
It was St. Jude Children's,
Okay.
I believe.
Okay.
But there's enough that Mallory has done that is why I don't like Mallory, and it has nothing to do with
I don't like
how she identifies.
Okay, I need money, people. I need money.
Right. That e-begging.
But you know what? She does it every live. And
right.
I mean, I guess if you support her, you support that.
Right.
Oh, if you go in there, then that is something that you're perfectly comfortable with. And if you choose to give money to her, I have no issue. You can be, you can be as taken for a ride as you want to be. You go in there, and as long as you've got all your faculties and you have the money in your pocket, what you do as a grown adult is not my business.
Night 6 up.
Well, and she's not going behind the scenes or anything. I mean, she's literally on her live.
Oh no,
Right.
it's all
Night 6 up.
Good night, 6 up.
Good night,
That's what
6
I'm
up.
saying is it's a reason that I don't particularly care for Mallory, but I don't have a problem with those that do or those that find Mallory funny. I just don't really happen to.
Can't go in her lives because that freaking bell pissed me off.
Yeah.
Oh, I had the same situation trying to listen to Laura. As if Laura's lack of tonality and incredible volume is not bad enough.
Nikita,
The
right.
choices that she's made for the noises that come on are membership and super chats.
And even subs. If you
just
sub.
so grating.
Yeah. But, she's Mallory. She's honest. She's not lying and saying, hey, I need money for this. She's just saying, I want money. I need money. I need a paycheck. Give me money. So,
But
it's
these
annoying.
are the
but
same.
is it wrong?
These are the same people that talk about elegant packaging and things looking classy or whatever, and then they talk like they open their mouths and they run their live streams without any class at all. It doesn't make sense.
My thought on this is, Mallory, do what you've been doing, but keep the true crime out of this. I don't want to see you go live begging for money, talking about a missing child, or, you know what I mean? It's just, if you're going to go live in true crime and you're going to talk about a case, talk about that case. That's my opinion.
Hey, Cam.
When you claim to be true crime and that's the shenanigans you're up to, that steers me away. You lost me already.
Cam isn't up here. His devices aren't connecting. Yeah, Cam, I'm gonna need that mask for our next parody. Can you just email me a copy of it? Just put it on your little copy machine there.
Yeah, there seems to be a problem with Cam coming up. I don't know whether it might be better if we went over there. Are you
Yeah,
going to
that might
watch
be
it, Ruth?
better. It might be better just to leave this live with what it is because that's what it's titled, and then we
Yes,
can
so that
all
it's
go
just
over
one
there.
subject. Yeah,
Yeah,
that might be better.
and then if he wants us to come up, he can just send us a link.
Yeah, that way we're not.
Otherwise, we're just sitting here
Yeah.
waiting.
With
Yeah.
this, and it sounds like he has some joyful announcement, and
Which I'm really excited to hear.
it's probably not great to mix the joyful announcement with this trash. That's all I can say.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, let's give him some time. Wait, what's this?
I think it's a very good point to possibly leave everything on. That just like JBT, you're talking about a community that is made up of people who are involved in all forms of life. They're not all like Mallory. You're talking about people in the services, people who provide your medical care, people who provide your entertainment, people who write your books, people who clean your houses, people who cook your food, people who deliver your food, people who take care of your pets. The whole range of human experiences there, just the same as it is for you, and the people who look like you. To melt everything down to one person and their behaviour and use that as an excuse to bash a whole community is so small-minded that I don't know how anybody excuses it.
Pearl, I am so happy to have you, like, to be a jerk with you because you have just phrased everything perfect tonight. You said everything I was thinking, but in, I don't know, just a much better way than I could phrase it. So I appreciate you so much.
Thank you, darling. I know that I can go on, but this is something that it's big. It's a big deal. It's not just about one person. When I see the mothers in the chat, and I see like JBT, and there's going to be other people that we're not aware of, and there's no reason why we should be aware of them. This has hurt a great many people.
Yep. And I just encourage everybody, like, educate yourself, understand before you speak.
Yes, we Frosty, thank you for saying that because things are so twisted so quickly and so easily. I know Eliza very well behind the scenes. I know how strongly she feels about things, and I know that she would not stand by and let anybody else say that, let alone say it herself. I just don't. You would not be able to convince me in a million years, even if you put a gun against her head. So if you're going to put words in Eliza's mouth, make sure that they're actually the words that came out and not what you think you might possibly have heard secondhand from someone else.
Right, exactly. What I was referring to is the trash of the behavior. Trashy behavior, not anybody's gender identity or sexuality or race or any of that. I don't stand for that at all. Not at all. I don't. I stand against trashy behavior, though. I will every time.
Yeah. And, I know that there's a lot of people, probably even in our chat, that I see in Molly's chat, and that's okay. But that doesn't mean you have to support what is wrong. And that doesn't mean that just because they're there sometimes they support what she's saying and doing. So, or just saying, I guess, more or less.
I'm just going to say that Kim is my friend as well. So there's that. And that goes to who it needed to go to.
Perfect. Well, I think I'm done. Did Cam ever respond if he's gonna go live?
Robin is not an old bat. She's a Cadillac.
I wanted to thank
And a,
JBT for being in here with us tonight.
and a
Yes.
classy one at that.
I have no idea what that's about. I've obviously missed something.
On what? I'm sorry.
The comment on screen, I have no idea what that's about.
There's that.
So don't assume that we co-sign whatever the heck it was. It's something that we've missed.
Yeah, I don't know what that is either.
JBT, thank you for being here in the chat. I
Yeah.
really appreciate it. I know that the last few days have probably been pretty fucking horrendous for you. No matter how thick you think your skin has developed, people's ability to be dicks is a constant source of surprise and irritation.
Oh, Kim, you didn't notice you were given one. You're slim.
A name for what? Again, I am lost.
Our parody, you know how
Oh, right.
there was
Yes.
Antique and there was Sharon and Robin was an old Cadillac and Foxy. Wait, Roxy was Foxy and Kim is Slim, but I think I only got that one in there once. And oh, SoCal got a name too. That's on their community wall. What did I give? SoCal is
Opal.
Opal
yeah.
Llama. Opal
Yes.
Llama.
I was so annoyed with myself that this morning Vice Krispies came to me with the whole snap, cackle and cough, which would be Heidi, Karen and Brenda. But it only came to me this morning, so too late.
That's funny. Snap, cackle, and cough. Oh my god.
I'll work on that, cracking asses.
This, I think this would be the point that I would leave on if we're going to close, is this one. 358 bills. If you ever considered how other people in the past have had to fight for their rights to be treated as human beings, and you see that the way that people are trying to wind the law back to make it more prejudiced than it was. 358 bills.
Thank you, Vet Girl. We respect you as well.
$358 bills. Over 358 bills.
Wow. If I can use my community wall in any way to help, please email me, JBT. My email address is elizajerk@gmail.com.
JBT can't go into Tennessee without fear of being arrested.
Wow.
Yeah, and God forbid you have to pee.
Well, there came a point when we'd almost resigned ourselves to the fact that we would not go over there. We wouldn't come to your country as a family anymore. We've been previously, but
Well,
it just would not
y'all
be
may
a
use my
situation that we would feel
restroom.
safe in.
Isn't that sad?
I think the whole restroom thing is ridiculous. People want to use the restroom, it's because they need to relieve themselves. Stop worrying about it.
Shock horror, it's happening right now. It's been happening for decades. You just aren't aware of it, and there's no reason why you should be.
And I
Yes.
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say to Robin, yes.
Wow.
The winding back of rights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, remember when I said how Handmaid's Tale was terrifying because it's something that could happen?
Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
I was not aware of that.
What's that?
Of that law trying to be passed
Oh.
for a death sentence.
That girl, don't worry about it. We try not to make this a place where people can't speak up and say what they've got to say. Just as I would still say to you, go everywhere and listen to everything. Just be careful what you co-sign. That's not aimed at that girl. That's talking to everybody.
Oh my God, I got a chill just reading that.
Wow. Yeah. Right?
There are countries where the idea of corrective rape is very commonplace. This is not just something out of a horror film. This could be a reality. When you believe that people can be changed, you encourage an environment where these sort of things happen.
Yeah, and if you're willing to accept that, then what next? Who are we gonna hate next?
Thank you, Elizabeth. I'm going to look for their website. Is it LIDL?
Oh yeah, KB, I have that pulled up. Should we play that quick? She said it's a good for tonight's topic from Bitch Clips.
Okay. All right, let's do that.
I also think you should look at Holly's thing. It kind of speaks to what we were saying earlier on doxing. Holly's comment.
Who? Oh.
This comment.
What? That's unfortunate.
And I don't know if Cam has asked for a link again, but Cam, if you're listening still, we're getting ready to end this one, but I think you should put that. I mean, this is kind of like a tough subject. I think you should put that on your channel, and then if you want us to come up, just drop a link. We'll join you.
Yeah, can I just add that human rights are not extra rights? They're just equal rights.
A narcissist will come into your life for a reason. That reason is 100% self-serving. 100%
There's a bad echo.
Is to use you and ultimately destroy you. They will portray themselves as sweet, caring, or interested in.
That's not me. I think that's just how the video is.
Okay.
in you or your life, or as a victim finding support in you, tricking you to buy into their facade. You will feel important to this person. You will feel like you have found the best listener and have a happy friendship. There is nothing sincere from this person. There is nothing happy about being lied to, manipulated, stabbed in the back with your confidence betrayed. There is nothing good about being mind fucked. What you have shared will be used against you at one point or another. By the time you have bought into this facade, you have revealed so much of your personal life to them that you feel like you can't walk away from this person even when you start to see this person for what they truly are. These types of people are evil incarnate. They are the embodiment of evil. They have no redeeming qualities. These types are insecure. They need constant reassurance. They need constant validation and adoration. They are vindictive. They hate themselves rendering them incapable of loving anyone else. There is always an angle, a motive, a goal for these types, and you need to stop supporting the very person who is holding you emotionally hostage out of fear of a petty vindictive outburst where they tell your personal story. Know that they already have. If you've shared nothing with them to hold you hostage, they will make something up and attack what they see in you that they are incapable of possessing, like a successful career, genuine friendships, a happy relationship, honesty, integrity, or something superficial such as material things or your looks. Know that when they do, because they will, you will have support and it makes them look worse. Don't have the back of someone who will stab you in yours at the moment you don't fall in line. A narcissist does not see you as a person, they see you as a tool or flying monkey or an opportunity to take advantage of. They will eventually destroy you when you are no longer of use to them. You are valuable. There is hope for the left behinds. We haven't forgotten you. Never forget you have support on the other side of narcissistic abuse.
Okay. That was tough to listen to. I'm not sure I was
Yeah,
able to
I think it
really
was
hear what was being said.
intentionally made to sound echoey. Yeah, that wasn't me. I was muted the whole time. I also
Yeah.
wanted to play this because this from Laura's last night really rubbed me the wrong way. Hold on, let me mute this or pause it to make sure it doesn't. I hate when it does that. It just automatically plays. I can hit pause 4 times and it'll still keep playing. That whole thing rubbed me the wrong way. Queen Bee's a controversial figure on here, regardless of how anyone feels about her. What they said about her was gross too, and that kind of pissed me off.
And then what happens? People like them, they hide. And then all of a sudden, a picture of that queen bitch comes out. And we see this fucking ogre with some big ass fucking mole who looks like fucking the friggin' voices carry fucking Wyoming.
Hey, she was pretty.
Who?
The Voices Carry girl.
Oh, that girl's bitch. Now I'm fucking freaking the one with Wyoming. That's it. She was a fucking drug smuggler that was putting meth in between her rolls, in between her fat rolls. Are you kidding? This is what we're dealing with. The people that are.
Now, how can anybody possibly know something like that?
Seems like a weird thing to know.
Yeah, right. Oh, it gets better though.
I don't think it's Edith Bunker. I don't know. Somebody asked if that was Edith Bunker.
Yeah, hold on. I got distracted reading back chat. Yeah, just keep listening though.
Are obsessed with us more are not blonde and pretty. They don't have lives where they live in LA and fucking.
That's true.
Did thing. They
That's
never
true.
know what it's like to sit in first fucking class or fucking have a table in a nightclub. And freaking, they never rolled with the fucking big ones. They never fucking did anything.
That's true.
They don't know anything.
You're
They
right,
don't
though.
know the best, and they get cash apps, and what do they do with it? They buy fucking cigs.
That's true. Good point.
And fucking vape.
They should be buying their own teeth, though.
What the actual?
Neither
Are you
one
kidding me?
of them are blonde and pretty or know what it's like to live in LA or have tables in nightclub. What the fuck?
Who cares? That stuff isn't what's important.
No.
It's not at all what you know, I say it all the time, you know, there's pretty on the outside and then there's pretty on the inside. And when you're ugly on the inside, I'm sorry, but I see you as ugly on the outside as well.
And that knocking 50 to be thinking about flying first class in nightclubs. What the
Isn't that the kind of stuff that middle schoolers say to each other?
Yeah.
You know,
teeth.
My dad is bigger than your dad.
Yeah. Oh, my car's better than your car.
Oh, please.
People should be buying teeth. You know, I just bought a tooth. Well, a crown. But still, that was strange because, I mean, none of them are celebrities. They don't live in LA. They live in bumfuck nowhere in a mediocre house. They drive mediocre cars. They don't have jobs. So what makes them any better than the people they're putting down?
Can I just say LA isn't really a beautiful place to live? It just
Yeah,
isn't.
don't they
It is
poop?
not.
They poop on the street in LA?
I think that's San Francisco.
I think that happens everywhere, but yeah, I mean it's
it doesn't happen everywhere. Maybe
It doesn't happen in my town, but I mean sometimes the dog shits and nobody cleans
I'm
it
gonna
up.
say it happens in
In
all the big cities that have problems with homelessness and more homeless people than they have shelter for.
You're right.
It's a problem all over the U.S. and
it is.
It's definitely not just a California issue, although
Even
whatever.
Even when I go to Denver, there's like tents along the sidewalks.
Yeah, it's a sad situation. It is getting worse instead of improving, and instead of maybe looking down our noses, because so many are just honestly one mishap away from it being them.
Right. You're one paycheck
maybe
away from disaster.
Yeah, maybe have some compassion and see what it is that you could do to help.
And with the cost of living being so high in a lot of areas right now.
Right.
It's hard to afford everything.
Yeah, but these are people that don't even try. I mean, they don't have jobs.
Not the homeless necessarily, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about Molly.
I know.
And
I
Laura.
know.
Like, the level of delusion here is beyond.
Right.
She doesn't even have 100,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Stop messing with her. You're trolling her now.
I'm just saying.
I know what you're doing.
Nikita, well said.
Like, what the actual hell?
I just wanted to say something that sort of branches off from JVT's comment that's on screen about how these people deserve compassion. One of the problems that we have in society, because we don't have compassion for people who don't have anywhere to live, is that we councils and governments change the architecture of the streets. They put textured
Right.
surfaces to stop people from lying on them. They separate benches off into sections so that people can't lie on them. And these decisions have
Imagine
huge impact for people who have disability problems, mobility problems, age problems, who can't sit necessarily in the small spaces that are sectioned off, who find it very difficult to walk with a cane or in a wheelchair on textured surfaces, because sometimes it goes right across the pavement in order to stop people sleeping anywhere they might catch any warmth. And even to the point that they do it to stop
I don't know what I'm
skateboarders.
looking at.
And they don't
But
care.
the
There's like,
money that they spend making all these modifications instead of like
yeah,
using that money to solve the actual problem, so then they wouldn't have to do any of that other stuff. But their priorities are always in the wrong place, and that happens here as well. The people that are without housing, they're still people. Stop forgetting that those are still people.
I think it would do well for the majority of people to remember how close most people are to things going catastrophically wrong. In an economy that's uncertain, and when people fall ill, it doesn't take a lot for you to fall into the ditch yourself.
And then watch what happens, because you're like, oh, I'll just go get a job. Good luck when you can't shower. Good luck when you don't have an address. Good luck with that. Good luck when you go into a supermarket to use the restroom and you get turned around at the door simply because you look like you're homeless. Yeah, good luck with that. You guys make it sound like it's just like, oh, if they'd only work. You need a home. You gotta have the foundation first. I know this isn't what this show was about, and
a huge difference between people who have fallen on hard times and tragedy striking, and people who are just too lazy and refuse.
just an accident away from a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yep.
One diagnosis.
That's right.
And the way that all of these sections overlap is about our natural compassion for other people who are not us. If we only empathise with people who seem like cookie cutter replicas of exactly who we are, then there's a fault in our humanity, because we should be looking out for all of the people who walk alongside us on this earth as much as we possibly can.
And if I could bring this back full circle to what we started talking about in the first place, is a lot of the homeless are kids that were rejected by their families simply for their identity.
Yes.
They were booted out and became homeless. I mean, it's
true.
Not
so
everyone. One of those kids has a loving parent that accepts them. Some of them are like Molly.
They are. And that's sad to me. I could never imagine disowning my child or not loving my child.
I can't either.
Imagine back when, you were expecting your child, as there's a lot of moms out there. And, people came up and asked you, oh, are you hoping for a boy, or are you hoping for a girl? And, sometimes you had a preference. Sometimes you honestly like, I just hope it's healthy. When did it change? When your child said, hey, I identify as this or that. Suddenly you don't want only help for your child. Suddenly you reject them, and they're not worthy of love anymore, not worthy of acceptance. I can't understand that. I would have, I you know, I I had 3 children. The first one, I got what I wanted. The second one, I got what I wanted, and the third one, I didn't. But then I did. You suddenly change what you want with what you're gifted with.
On my second, we didn't even find out. And honestly, I didn't
I
even
didn't
know for
either.
probably the first minute and a half. Like, I forgot to even ask that.
I didn't either. I didn't want to know what the second one, but I knew. You know what I mean? I just knew, and I happened to be right. And the third one we did find out. So by the time he arrived, and I only wanted a girl the third time because my boy, the second boy, was so just a hell on wheels that I thought somehow that it was tied into boy versus girl thing, but I found out with the third one, no, each child has their own personality and they're all very different, and they're all perfect. All my kids are perfect,
Right.
as I'm sure everybody else's are as well.
I think that's a great place to end. Every child is perfect.
They are.
Amen to that.
However
Yeah.
they
All
come.
human.
It's a great
However they
sentiment
come to
right
you.
there.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm ready.
I am too. I'm
All
kind of a
right.
little drained.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a tough one, but it needed to be said.
I'll just leave you with the last thought that you can be kind and still not tolerate bullshit. The two things are not
Amen.
mutually exclusive. It's not a kindness to allow people to dwell in their bigotry.
I agree.
Hey, good to see you, Tabby. I hope you're well.
Yeah, she had a Cadillac nap.
All
Oh,
right.
rest
Well,
up, honey.
thank you for
Good night,
joining.
everyone.
We'll
Good
see you
night.
guys tomorrow night.
Good night.
Good
See you
night.
tomorrow.
Yeah, I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke, yeah. And I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke, yeah. Get down, girl, go ahead, get down.